All right, what's up, guys? I know that like a certain percentage of the content that I make here is just me going on and on about this editor data file, but I know that some of you are playing with this and are kind of as curious as I've been as to exactly what's going on. I want to kind of show you something that just popped up that's a little bit unusual. So, as we've been going along, as I've been kind of hoeing and humming about like why is it that it's this way, why is it that way, and so on and so forth, I came across this. So I'll show you our. I'll just go ahead and show you the inbox here first. We are playing in a conference championship game against Boise State, who are now in second place. We're going to be playing this at State Farm Stadium. Where is this? In Glendale, Arizona. So we're playing it at the University of Arizona's home. And when you look at the schedule, that is the only match we have so far here in December. So I'm not sure what other competitions are happening in December. I think that there's supposed to be like a bowl game or something like this that happens afterwards. But this is bizarre, as you can see, because we still have to play through the season again and then one more time. So we're playing the championship game before we play everybody in 20 more games. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. There are all sorts of competitions here, and this is part of the thing where this becomes really, really complicated. Fortunately for us, there's only really one championship game, like conference championship game, at least that's shown up here. So, we don't have to, like, I guess, worry about multiple conference championship games. I don't know. I'm really having a hard time like understanding exactly what's going on and exactly what the point of this is. So if you want to know how this compares, if you're not already aware with United States college football, usually what would happen in a conference like this is you would have more than 10 teams. You'd have a number of teams in the conference, and teams would do some non-conference and some in-conference games sort of mixed in with their schedule. And then at the end, also around maybe end of November, early December, there would be, in most conferences, a conference championship game. Usually would pit the best teams of two divisions together, and then the winner of that would be the conference champion, and that would work into seeding for potential bowl games and perhaps even for the so-called college football playoff. I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to work here or not. It's not very clear to me. I'm not quite sure. I'll take a look here. A little bit of a warning that this might end up crashing the system. No, it doesn't. Okay, so for this one, like when I click on rules, it actually works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Just taking a quick look here to see if there's anything that you get for actually winning this, but as you can see yourself, there's like nothing, right? Which is one of the really weird things about this setup and how it works. I mean, okay, so this entire competition is just it's just, to see which team wins at this point in the season. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. So there you have it. That's kind of the way that this is set up. Now, I'll tell you what I would like to do. I know, and I've said this before, that the person who worked on this spent a lot of time working on this and trying to polish it and make it just right. What I would really prefer seeing, I mean, if we're going to have the conference championship game here and we have 2 more rounds of regular season to go, is have us play different teams, right? Have us mix something up or have something else happen so that I don't end up having to go through every single one of these teams again, and we know that we can beat all of them except maybe we have a hard time with Boise State. Right, it would be really, really nice if instead we had things sort of like mixed up a little bit and we had different types of, challenges and other things to kind of work through. I mean, as it is right now, we have in the conference, we've played 9, we've won 8 and drawn 1. In the non-conference, which I don't know if it counts for anything or not, we played 7, we won 6, and we lost 1. And then we lost out in the College Cup, and then we won the early seasons tournament, and then you got this thing and you got that thing and on and on. Anyway, it's interesting. There's a lot of matches and there's a lot of stuff to do. If you've forgotten, I'll show this to you again. So when you look over here at our squad, one of the problems that we have is that we don't have a lot of players on the squad. The game's letting me do it this time. Last time it wasn't going to let me do this. We have 27 members on our squad, but when you go over here and you look at their ages, you'll see what it is that we've done. I mean, Glenn Cook, Sidney Amutenya, Paul Jimenez are all 15, shouldn't be on the senior squad. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players who are 16. So we have 13 of those 27 players who are not even like 17 years old yet. None of them are old enough to actually be in university, right? And our just rewards for that is we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 real players here in the under 19s, of which there are a couple of these that I will never play with. I'll just sort of get rid of. And the thing that happens when you do this is you look at their schedule. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong thing. We look at their fixtures. You can see that they've had a couple of draws, a couple of losses. The reason why is because they have a whole bunch of these players that are blacked out, right? Because it's really hard for them to, be able to field a full team when they don't even have 11 real players on the team, as real as it gets. Right, so our under 19s, it doesn't really matter, but they're in 11th place here as opposed to trying to fight for the very top spot. So that's kind of what's going on here. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Like, you're making an editor data file, it's cool to have stuff that's like surprising and that comes up and you're like, oh, we get to play in this. Oh, we get to play in that. I had no idea, which is the reason why I made this video. But having said that, you really have to like actually play through this at some point in time and make sure that it actually like makes sense. Because this particular setup to me doesn't make much sense at all. I mean, it's really weird. And then I have this game like come kind of out of nowhere and I've got to like figure out, okay, what are we going to do with it and all this. And I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's not really that well thought through. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It really is not it's not a file and it's not a season that was really, really thought through and was thought through in terms of like if you're a lower league side, this is what you're going to do and you're going to be able to move up here and you're going to be able to move up there. It is true that if you take like, say, an Ivy League school, you can move them up. You can move them up in the structure. But the chances of you being able to do so and being able to hold on to your good players is very, very slim. It's probably going to take years and years of just grinding and grinding to work it out because you can't make like a great signing because you can't sign anybody from abroad. You end up stuck with whatever is already in the league and nobody's going to want to go to you because you have no reputation. So anyway, that's the way that it works. I'll sort of leave it at that for now. I hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you later. Bye.